Hi guys, Stuart, Tomlinson, Warrior Collective. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me once again for Inside Chat. On today's podcast, I've got Michael Wong. You may know him better as Master Wong. He runs one of the most popular and well-known martial arts YouTube channels in the world. And he's also a globally renowned and sought-after Wing Chun practitioner. Master Wong, thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well.
I'm very well, Stuart, and love to have. Thank you for inviting me into your guest for today talking. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Everything is well. Health is good, and we are martial artists. We got to keep get ourselves a little bit more stronger than normal.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Just for those people listening or watching who have probably no doubt seen one of your many great videos, but they may not kind of know much about your background. Can you, and even for myself as well, can you tell me a little bit more about how you first found martial arts, how you got started?
Okay, I cut it quite short as we go through so it's easier and don't get people boring too much. So I'm half Vietnamese, half Chinese. My father is Chinese, my mom is Vietnamese. So I moved from Vietnam when we have problem in Vietnam to England. So in Vietnam, in the age of 6 to 11, I have a lot of problem in Vietnam with bully, with the people in Vietnamese people don't like Chinese. I'm half Chinese, you see. Then afterward, I moved to UK because my father came to UK as a boat people. If you are live in UK, you probably know it's into the 80s, boat people. So my father is one of the boat people came to UK, the refugee. So I came over here to have a new life. I left my old life in Vietnam when I'm very, very young. So when I over here, I expecting to have a little bit more better life. But when I get here, the bully, it begin again. It's also a problem with me. So when I start school when I'm 11 over here, I only have few years in school. Afterward, I got expelled from school, kicked out from school because of fighting. And afterward, I start doing my martial art in the age of 13, 14. That's when I start my martial art training in that time. So yeah, that's roughly where I am.
So was it Wing Chun that you first started in, or was it a different martial art?
So as when I came to UK on that time, I started learning some form of self-defense with one of the triad, the gangster he worked in the chef. So I come and learn a little bit and stuff from him. So I don't know self-defense or Wing Chun or what is it, but they're using called White Eye Brown. If you heard of them before, White Eye Brown, Bap May. You heard of them before? Pat
No, I
May.
haven't.
It's sort of like yeah, it's a very old traditional. It's similar to Wing Chun. They're using like the Felix eyes a lot. They are using like white eye brown. You probably heard of it. Is if you put in a white eye brown, you probably know what is it from a martial art is it. It's not that well known to the English people, but it's more tradition than normal. So I start to play around with that. Then afterward I start to learn a little bit Wing Chun on top of that to enhance it the movement a bit more because it's more freely to be moved. So afterward, that's where I start. I'll move on from there to the Wing Chun side as we go forward.
So how did the whole YouTube channel start then? Were you before that? Were you teaching in a traditional sense in a building, or was the YouTube channel and the videos the start of your coaching?
No, so my background is very, very. Some of you probably read one of my book here. Yeah, tell you everything about it. So I don't want to bore you to death on it. Okay. So the whole idea is when I started came from to UK and start my martial art journey. I have been bullied a lot in school. So I got kicked out from school and I got no education at all. So I can't go to work I can't even go into the army. I can't go into do anything. So the first thing for me to learn is going to work in a Chinese restaurant or Chinese takeaway to learn some form of trade of cooking, become the chef, so I can earn money that way because it's easier to just go and washing, just go and do basic stuff in a Chinese takeaway and restaurant. That's when I started. From there, I started to get involved with triad, gangster. Okay, because that's where my background take me. From that particular time, I get involved with so many different gangs, fighting, and also the different things like that. Then afterward, I started to go back to my cooking. So I opened my own takeaway business, restaurant business, age of think it's 19-year-old. Then from there, I start to bring my martial art back because I just there to get into bring the martial art back into it. So I started training while I'm opening my restaurant takeaway to earning money. In that particular time, I look at it as a extra thing to helping me to getting stronger, getting my mind in the right place, so I don't forget my martial art journey. In that particular time, I start teaching people. I teach them all for free, so I don't charging people for when they come to train with me on it. So when I'm cooking, people come in to see me a lot in around this area because they get to know my problem with bully, fighting, school, and all sort of thing. So the kid got problems, they come and see me. They come to my takeaway. While I'm cooking, they're training behind the scenes. So I teach them in the back, and then I teach them in a playground. Not a playground, sort of like the place that you park your car, car park, where my takeaway restaurant is. So they come there. There's about 10, 20 people, kids. They did come to train there. They're teaching them stuff, they're training, and then I go back to cooking. And then after when I'm finished, they're hungry. Then I feed them some food for them, what we got, and then they go home. So that's my journey start in it first. And I do that for quite a while on that. Then I move into teaching into different sort of like fitness studio. So we go there and teaching there. And then I start have my own sort of like group of fighter. People probably know me when I'm a little bit more in a 80 time, when Sydney, if you probably know about Sydney, Combat Magazine that time, London, Ali Jacko, the fight sport, all this sort of stuff, you probably know, like up to Birmingham, London. So I take train a lot of my fighter up to fight in a Shan Chow, Chinese kickboxing. So that's what I do a lot, take my fighter there. And then we do a lot of stuff. Take my fight to fight in the kickboxing, Chinese kickboxing, that kind of stuff more. When I'm doing that kind on that side, I have my own academy already. So in my own academy, one day somebody coming in and tell me, said, "Hey, Master Wong, all the stuff you're teaching here, you only serve about 20, 30 people know about your martial or people more in one go." So he said, the best thing for you to do, you write a book about martial art. So that way become a lot more easier to help more people in the world because that's what you want to do. So he coming in, I come into my office, I have the student, he coming in, and then he take the jacket off, and the leather jacket, and he got knife cut everywhere. And he said, "You see, this is the experience I've been through, And I look and I said, man, this guy is like really been chopped up and messed up because he involved in a lot of gangs, and he sit there and talk to me through a lot of that. In that period of time, I still involved in a lot of triad, in a lot of gang stuff. So my mind is not in the right place to really teaching people to make them to become the better version of them, because I'm not myself to become the better version of myself already. I dare to do in there and go into a naughty stuff, and I don't take no motherfucking prisoner. So I'm have a bad reputation. So then in that time, I started making video recorder, VHS, making the small VHS courses of video for people to learn for, because many people different part of the country, they can't not come and see me. So I made them training video like Shan Chao video, kickboxing video, Wing Chun video, self-defense video, JKD video, weapon video, all sort of different martial art because of my experience into the fighting stuff like that. So I put it in there for them to learn. And after that, and I said to myself, man, this is not that great as you go forward like this. It's not very good. And somebody come along and said, before ages ago, you got to see the internet just started called MySpace. You heard of called MySpace, yeah? Long time ago, MySpace. And he said, why don't you film some stuff and put into MySpace? To let people watching your stuff even more, because that time I just put my stuff up there and do my bit, so I don't really matter. And then from there, and then YouTube start, and I said, why don't you put you on the stuff on YouTube on it? So that's where my journey is, and start to bring all the stuff in to learn the new skill, new stuff, and put in there to share to more and more different people to learn. So that's where my journey is.
Yeah, and for anyone who's watched these videos, they're going to know how passionate and enthusiastic you are. You're very, you've got your very own way of putting your martial arts across, and it's it's brought you millions of views and millions of fans and subscribers. What made you want to concentrate on what you? So your videos are really always about self-defense. Did that start from because of that, like you mentioned before, about being bullied and having these issues growing up?
Yes, so that is right. So if people been watching me ages ago, my video completely different to now. I'm more chill now. I'm more a little bit more technical, little bit different now. Before I just like the hammer, problem, smack the fucker. That's it. I don't really have that kind of thinking about what going on before. So because of the way of life I lived before is very different to what I'm doing now. So in that time, all there is how to the people also the problem with bullies. So all they got always telling them is people bullying you, just go and fuck them up. Okay, simple. In that time, after when I left I got kicked out from school, from expelled from school. I don't take no prisoner. Soon I come out and get involved with gang and stuff like that. Anybody even fucking look at me, I will teach you a lesson. Okay, that this is the mindset I'm in that time. It's like everybody bullying me. The whole world is fucking against me. Okay, is anybody give me chip and shit that I fucking beat you up first, because if I don't beat you up, you gonna give me a lot of problem. Because I learned this, a lot of this is when I'm in school. People finish school, they go to my house, surround my house, call me out from my house. My father did come out come back from work. He fucking come back, bring me in the house and start to beat me up with a big stick. He said, I bring you here to have a new life, and now you create all sort of problem. Okay, so that's all I know. All I know is people give me problem, I'll give them something hard and tough. That's why you get involved in a gang and stuff, because I know only then I can teach this motherfucker a lesson. Okay, because if I'm not gonna teach them a lesson, none of them gonna give me any kind of respect or anything like that. So my journey start like that. To when I get involved in there, then I meet the master teaching me Tai Chi, teaching me meditation, teaching me a little bit about mindset, about life. Then because I nearly die quite few times on my work, behind the scene of my work. So he sees that. He said, you're very different to the rest of the people. You need to really consider about what you try to do or what you try to live in your life, because God give you the chance to come from Vietnam. You can die in Vietnam. Vietnam in that time, if somebody read my stuff, you understand. You know that I can't even live to the next day to tomorrow, because it's like people dying left, right, and center. You know, I don't even know I can be alive. So he started give me some ideas, started teaching me, started to educate me. Then I re-linked my mind back to when I'm young in Vietnam. That one of my mentors teaching me. So that's when I start to get myself together and changing. I think it's a last 5 to 10 years. A lot of thing online I started changing a bit. I don't put too much certain thing on there to promote. You know, I'm changing quite a lot to make sure that people understand it more, because a lot of time when people go online, they don't see things. We create things for them. You know, we create stuff for them, and they look at it, they want to follow you, and then that's where the problem is. Where they follow you and you lead them in a wrong way a little bit. That's where the problems start with a lot of youngsters nowadays, you know.
Yeah, so you mentioned obviously your mentors. So who have been the guiding forces for you then? Who have been the people that have set you on your path specifically?
So when I'm young in Vietnam, from 9 years onward, I met one as the person, the guy in Vietnam called Chen. He take me in. He take me in as his son, because when I'm that young, I left home because I have problem with the labor. You know, somebody got almost killed. So my mom gonna beat the living hell out of me. So I decide to no other way to do is if I stay at the village, I'm gonna get beat up. I'm gonna get my mom will kill me. So I left the home. So I left and I go and I try to survive that way. So when I left and tried to survive that way, I in a very, very sort of like big problem that time in Vietnam. That's why I got the nickname called the child of the street. Okay, I live in the street, so people die left and right in the center. So nobody feed you. So lucky I said I have a little bit of problem. So I stay in one area, in one small hut. And certainly, I got one of the guy, he's the fisherman. He take me in, and then he start to feed me. And afterward, he sent me a lot of different things to see I'm worthy or not, to be able to take him in as a part of the group of his son, like look after like son, orphan kid, son. And then that's where I am. I stay with him, and that's when he started to educate me, teach me a little bit about life, teaching me a bit about moral, teach me everything. When I left that life, when I'm 10 years old, came to UK, I tried to forget my old life. I forget my in Vietnam, what I've been up to, because that time I was young, 11 years old, 10 years old. It's too young to really know what this mentor teaching me, what he's embed into my mind in that time, So I get in over here, I think, that Vietnam is a bad life. So I forget it, try to cut it off, and I try to have a new life in here. But nothing changed. Thinking everything is start to repeat it again. It's the same thing happen again. Bully started, everything happened, the whole world again in me again. So that's when I turned into the triad, into the Chinese the gangs triad. Okay, that's where I turn into, because I know that time when I'm from working in a restaurant takeaway, we don't have life. We work till 9 from every day, from early morning to lunch, then 2 hour rest, then start from night time to midnight, clean up, late, sleep, okay? And then that's it. Every day is the same. Nothing changed. And then that's it. So that's when I think, man, this life is suck. It's shit. Yeah, it's not very good. Nothing there for me. So that's when I get involved in the gangs and stuff, involved in triad and stuff like that. A little bit more exciting. A lot of things going on. It's a lot more better. It suit me that time a lot, because people bullying me, so it's a time for me take some the power back into my hand. It's time for me to do the bullying instead of like people bullying me. So that's what happened to when they started trigger me. So the most the person influenced my life is my mentor in Vietnam, Chen. Then I start to look back and see what he been teach me and how I changed to become who I am. And then I meet another master in UK teaching the Tai Chi side to be able to understand more about in the cell, understand about you as a person. Okay, so this is why a lot of time when you see my training program, I say a lot of certain things that make sense on certain things that interlink. Say like, give you an example, like on my first book, like here for instance. So this is what he teach me to learn, to understand this. Can you read them?
Yep. The purity of your intent, the focus of your will, level of your awareness, the quality of your character. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's what he embed into my mind. So from this onward, I take this with me and training to get myself to understand. Martial arts is a vehicle for me. I want to become the chef. Because that's I love to teach cooking and teaching people and doing stuff with my hand and talk about things. But cooking is very difficult to go out and meet people. So that's where I start martial art. Martial, I can touch people and educate them by learning and teach them by experience that I've been through. So that's where my journey is go through that into the martial art. It's a vehicle for me to able to express myself in a way that people can understand a bit more better. And also the martial art really teaching me that time my mentor teach me, it's about learning to gather confidence. Okay, if you can control things in life, okay, you have a lot more confidence to able to control what happened in your life. Okay, so that's what is it. If you can control things in life at general, you can control a lot of things in your own life. And life is a journey for me. When the mentor Jen teach me, it's about control. It's all about control. Okay, how you control your inner self, how to control your outer. If you can't in control of you can't in control of anything at all. Okay, so that's what my journey is in the martial art. And martial art is a enhancement of philosophy of the mindset to helping me to become more solid and stronger. Okay, so that's what it embed into my mind, and that's what I learn and helping people to get to understand that.
So he was your mentor in terms of when you look back how you've developed as an individual, as a character. Who then has helped you become the martial artist then that you are? because obviously we all have our teachers and they all teach us different things. Who do you think has been the martial arts coach or teacher who has helped you with the physical side of instruction as well as the philosophy?
So when I involve in gangs, I meet a lot of different master. Okay, different master. So I learn a lot from them, and I travel to China to learn from different master of people I know from the past. Introduce me to. Okay, so that's what is it. And I meet another master in UK as well. He's I don't want to mention his name because we got a little bit of not misunderstanding, but I just don't like to use people's name to get where I am. So he's very well known into the martial world. He's one of the Jet Li the teammate, and he's very well known in the martial world. So I met him. He teach me a lot of traditional and stuff like that, and so, but it's not really teach me how to fight or how to understand what's going on about martial art. He teach you a specific martial art, okay, like the form, traditional form, certain thing. He don't teach me as a mind, body, and spirit, okay. So he teach me one thing. So in my life, from day one, I tell people a lot on my YouTube channel, anywhere, or whoever asks me. My mentor told me when he's young, never talk about other people teaching you a thing, because you have to make it on your own. You have to make sure that you, the one, have to be able to go out there and make it. Don't name dropping. Don't using people's name. Don't tell them, because you, the one, have to know yourself. Own yourself. Make it happen for yourself. When you understand that, then you can have that in your mind. Okay? Who teach you right, who you learn from in here, in your heart. Not by your mouth, by yapping. Oh, my master this, my master that. Your master, or my master, for instance, he's very good. They're training very hard. They're very good in many different things. I cannot try to be better than them. Okay? I only can learn little stuff from them. So you can't using their the skill of their fame or their well-known to helping you, because you didn't deliver anything. Okay? You don't deliver anything. So you got to make sure you earn it. Now, a lot of time when I young in Vietnam, it's all about learning into the life in where we live is very different to where you not live. You not live in a world is very different to my world. In my day into the martial arts side and my day into the gangs, never ever using someone else's name, because you are made shame of their face, and then he come back, he gonna beat you up even more. Okay, so that's what we learn. I learn all that. I don't tell you people about, oh, I got from this person that, and then what happened? You are using their name, and then they don't like that. Okay, because that's what happened. Chinese, traditional Chinese are all like that. Nowadays, modern day Chinese, they love to say, oh, I learned from him. But let me tell you one thing like this to audience, so you know as well. Why is this master so good at certain thing? Why is you so motherfucking shit? I don't understand it. You're so fucking crap and rubbish. Why your master so good? What happened in there? And why your skill is not the same as him? I don't understand it. You said you learned from him. So what happened? So this is where the problem is. The problem is you are using people's name, trying to make yourself look good, feel good, but you don't have the substance for that. Okay? And in our work, in my work in that time, if you do that, you get beat up 100 times more harder, especially in gangs, in our community. You know, you get beat up because you thinking that you know, but you're not. Big problem. So that's why I like to say any interview where I don't like to talk about who my master is and everything. I don't. Even I only mention briefly to people that who mentor me, but I don't talk about martial arts side, because I learn from many different people as well.
So nowadays, obviously, with your videos and with your online coaching and with your normal training, what is it what's your system? I know it's quite close quarter combat, self-defense orientated, but how would you describe it? Is it Wing Chun? How would you describe it now?
Okay, so I like to let people understanding this basic rule. Never let the name dictate where you're going. If you let the name to dictate where you're going, you will got big problem. Let me explain to you why. My journey is not about martial art. My journey is on the journey to the destination. The destination where we're going at the moment, we don't know. In the journey, we need to have also the different thing there to enhance and helping us. I'm teaching free martial art on it. One of them is using called train hard, live clean, fight dirty. That means basically into quick, fast movement. Wing Chun, on their self-defense, weapon training, the basic stuff. I call it as a normal people every day. Why people learning this basic stuff? Because every fucker is want to get in the fight. Why? Because they haven't got the mindset in the right place. So you see, have a few drinks, then you bash them up. Okay? So that's it. The basic martial art is just there to, just like anybody coming in and learn it, and then you can think they can use it. So it's not have any kind of thinking behind it, and a kind of a mindset behind it all. Okay? Where you going? So I teach that to a lot of people coming to me. They just want to learn how to fight, how to do this. It's the blunt element. The blunt element. It's a hammer, it's a drill, it's a knife, it's a blunt. It's just doing the job. Okay? So it's just, if a knife, it's a cut. It's the hammer, it's the hammer. That's it. So that's what I teach. Second thing I teach is the mind, body, and spirit. That's Tai Chi. The second one I teach is called the KT3. Okay? KT3 called Kung Fu Tactic. Okay? So you're using the mindset into the Kung Fu side for tactical news. When I say tactical news, now remember this, a lot of people don't train in martial art, they train in thinking, they live in a small room or small chodo and everything is empty. You and the teacher, you do the movement, they do the movement, that's it. In the real world, it's very different, okay? Tactical meaning where you going. I'm here, safe. I left my house now, walk out the door, unsafe. So I need to know tactical, what I need to bring to enhance me in that moment when I'm outside. Okay, what is it I got? Is it clothes I wear? Is it shoe I wear? Is it I need to bring some certain thing to enhance my martial art? Okay, because I know martial art is not going to help me when I'm out there because people don't do martial art on you. Okay, they're there to do completely different things that you never ever know what they're going to do to you. Okay, they surprise you on it. Okay, so they're dealing with things that you don't know. So that's a KT3, the method of learning to deploy weapon in the different situation. I travel all around the world, okay, different part of the world. You need to know what you need to deploy in that country you in, okay? If you go there and try to be stupid, you'll die very quickly. Because especially in Vietnam, you go to certain place, have a few drink in a bar, have an argument, and you're thinking like you go out, taking outside the park and punch up. You haven't finished your argument yet. You've been stabbed. And then you've been carried out, dump you outside, and they cut your body up and take your organ and sell that to someone else's. So people don't understand this. Not just Vietnam, China have the same, Taiwan, Thailand have the same, all the different places have the same. So people need to understand that tactical training, meaning to deploy the mindset of the martial art and deploy the weapon deep where you're going. The last thing I'm teaching, mind, body, and spirit, that blend in the Tai Chi. Tai Chi training is helping you to get yourself stillness, get yourself clean, get yourself balanced, get yourself in line so you understand what's going on. Your life is not about fighting. We not live in a barbarian time. Okay? People got problem, you fight. You learn to live, how to make money. Okay? How to earn a living. How to sort people out, how to look after people, how to take care of people, how to take care of the most important thing is you. Take care of you. Eat clean. Eat properly, breathe the fresh air, learn the basic rule about yourself. This sort of thing people don't fucking understand. All they understand is like punching people, hitting people. You just know the martial art. It's a free element. People just don't realize where they're going. So when people start, they always want to fight. Who don't want to fight? When I'm start martial art, I want to fight. I want to beat people beat me up. But when they start to understanding that, the stuff you beat people up with, they don't use a fist. They use weapon. So you need to deploy tactical. If you don't deploy tactical, you're going to die. So you're not surviving. Then when you understand the tactical, how you going to get away from that? How you going to get away from things you're going to do? Okay, to somebody. So the training I do, I put it in like this so people understand. A lot of people just don't get it, okay? And I'm not teaching martial art to normal people. I'm teaching to close protection, okay? I'm teaching to mercenary people, lawyer, doctor, normal housewife, okay? I deploy my system to every human being in the fucking this planet that need to learn to better themselves. If people want to really hurt people, okay, like when I'm teaching people, this is how I teach them. I don't teach them to what you do. I ask them, oh, okay, if it's Stuart, come and see me. You see me first. Say, Stuart, what do you do for a living? And if you turn around and say to me, I'm the dentist. So what do? You need your fucking hand. So if you can punch and break your hand, how can you fix somebody's teeth tomorrow? I don't care. Just punch the back, and then if you're not concentrating properly, can they able to do the work? If you can't get the work, how can they go to do training? Training is the one part of something in your side to hopefully get you fit. You won't be able to fight anybody because fight somebody is need spirit, okay? Need a lot of conditioning, need a lot of things inside you, okay? And need a lot of things make you able to fight. Fight, not anybody can go and fight. So this is why a lot of time when people don't get it, when you go teaching, like I teaching people weapon. I let somebody stand in front of you, give you a knife, go and fucking stop them. Can you go and stop somebody? Can you go and cut them up and don't ever thought in your mind at all that I said like, oh, I just stopped them. You cannot do it, okay? You cannot just stop somebody, hurt somebody because your DNA don't let you do that. You have the training to learn why you able to do that. Why certain amount of people in the world can able to go out and hurt somebody, kill somebody without blinking their eye. And a lot of us got conscience, can't do it. Why? Because they have to go through this training to have building up inside their mind to deploy this kind of thing to the person. Okay? Otherwise, you won't able to do it. You just can't do it. So that's sum up. Hopefully that's a bit too freaking long there, but is that make sense?
I understand completely. So obviously, as someone who's so passionate about people bettering themselves, defending themselves, what would be your kind of main pieces of advice then for self-defense? If someone said to you, or I said to you, right, what 3 things could someone do today to help improve their self-defense or protect themselves? What would that be?
I think the most important thing need to learn is get themselves fit. Okay, and a little bit fit and strong, and then learn the basic concept of human being by awareness. Okay, when I'm teaching the basic thing, let me tell you thing that I tell people all the time. Know yourself, okay? Know your enemy, know your ability, and know your surrounding. If you don't know yourself and don't know who your enemy is, and don't have the ability, and don't understand your surrounding, you won't be able to fight shit. Okay? Because who's your enemy? They fucking use gun, use knife, and you try to blunting fist. Are you stupid? You involved with gangster, or if you involved in self-defense, if you go involved with somebody and then using a baseball bat for living, and you're thinking you're gonna beat them up, and are you fucking stupid? So to learn it, you need to understand it yourself. Truth about yourself. Who are really you? Okay? What are you about? Are you getting itched very quickly? Somebody say something and you're getting ready to fight like me when I'm young. People look at you, you got a problem straight away. You got issue problem. You got anger management. You need to sort all this bullshit out first. Okay? Then, if you got to learn something, then you learn to get yourself strong, get yourself healthy. When you're strong and healthy, you got more confident. Because you got more confident, then you can see things, aware of what's going on. A lot of fight, it happened before it happened. Okay? It's not like, oh, I'm going to fight somebody now. They're not going to let you know they're going to fight you. They're going to put a bloody baseball bat in your goddamn head and then that's it, you're finished. So, to learning the better themselves, you need to learn this 3 things. Know yourself. Know your enemy. Who's your problem with the people with you? Maybe your housewife. Maybe your wife. Maybe your kid. Maybe your co-worker. Okay? Maybe your best friend. Everybody need to understand this basic rule. Know your enemy. Who's your enemy? Who are you going to fight? Whatever you're going to fight or whatever you got a problem with, you need to deploy the tactical to fitting that particular person. Okay? You might use verbal. Okay? You might moving away. Okay, you might using the teach them a lesson by the fist, or you might using blunt weapon to really doing the damage to make sure he never open his fucking mouth again. So it's all depend on the person and who is your enemy. And it go back to the ability. Can you really hurt somebody though? This is one thing people don't get it. Can you really hurt someone when the time come? Can you really try the finger to the eye and gouge them out when the shit happen? Can you grab their throat and tear them off like this? Can you put a finger in their fucking mouth and tear them off from one side to another? Can you really do that? Or you just thinking you can? Can you bite somebody on the fucking leg or their body and rip the whole chunk of meat like that and you fucking feel good about the blood dripping down? Can you do that? Or you think you fucking can and when the time comes you can? Can you fucking grab somebody and cut them like this and let the blood draining down like this? Can you really do that? Know you about your ability. Okay? And then after when you understand that, know your surrounding. If you do that to someone, they come back and do 20 times on you. Not you. Your whole fucking family. You need to understand all this basic stuff. You know, why I talk about this different to other martial people, I've been through all this experience. Okay? Talking about biting, I fucking bite somebody and rip the goddamn thing off their fucking face. This is natural for me when I'm young. I've been conditioned that way. I kill animal when I'm fucking 6 years old. Like fucking go in and just stop them, cut them up and eat. Because this is like food for me. In real life, it's another thing. It's not going to changing me. But when you change it to become the right side of your brain to become better, and the left side, okay, it's a very different. So when I'm teaching people, people need to understand this basic thing, the consequences. What happened when you get engaged? A lot of time people just don't know what happened in the end. Do you ever think about what happened in the situation when it finished? They don't. Nobody know what it finished. Because when it finished, you have problem. And then you start to realize what's going on. I've been through a lot of that. So when I talk about people say, yeah, but. It's no but. It's only one chance you have. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like what you've said. It is all self-defense is always about mindset, and I guess for people who grow up in certain areas in certain countries, they don't have the same hardships that some people have growing up. So their experiences and perception of self-defense is going to be very different from one person to the next. So, I mean, with that in mind, I guess one of the things that you talk a lot on your channel is the concepts of, I guess, sport martial arts versus self-defense martial arts. And what do you see as the main difference between training for sport and training for self-defense then?
Okay. The training for sport and training self-defense, really and truth, is no different. Okay? You still have to put a lot of work in. You still have to do all your tools. You still have to do all the thing. It's the mindset. In the street, either kill or be killed. It's very different. In the training is the mindset. In the sport, you don't dare to break somebody's arm and kill somebody or shoot and bam to the eyeball and have my finger shot in the eye. I got no problem. You can't do that. So now what happened is you limit like the car. You go for 150 mile per hour, but you limit it down to only 60. Okay? So you can't go 120 mile per hour. But in the street, you can go to 120 mile per hour and even beyond because your mindset condition. Because you got to realize, in my time, if I got a lot of mission to come out to do. My mission is to get rid of you. It doesn't matter how I get rid of you. Do you need to understand this clear in your mind? It doesn't matter. The outcome, the tip need to be finished. It needs to be outcome to be finished, to be gone. I don't care how I gonna do that. Okay? So I will deploy everything, the tactical, everything, quick, fast, easy, to able to get rid of somebody, to hurt somebody, to get rid of somebody. So my mindset is very different to in the sport that, oh, you got to do that movement. You can't just go in there to doing that. Because if you go and doing that, you get disqualified. Because you fight for trophy, you not fight for your life. Okay? The training is the same. The mindset is different. If I prepare you for the wartime, shooting and to take over the country, okay, for the good, or go in taking over the country because I need to take over the country, my mindset is different. I go there I will burn, I will kill, I will do everything. I will make sure chaos, people shit themselves like the time Kingers can. Okay? If I want to make the country that take over the country intact and make sure everything in line, I'm not going to deploy that kind of strategy. Okay? I will deploy more control, more differently. But the training to go into the work in the battle, exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. It's not different at all. Another thing is in the street as well. Nobody want to stand there for you and say, oh shit, stop. No, you got to do whatever you need to do and get away quickly and go home. Quick. That's why train hard, live clean and fight dirty. Need to understand dirty, what does it really mean. Okay? What does it really mean to you, dirty? Dirty meaning do whatever it takes. It's not about the movement of martial art you're learning. Martial art movement, what you're learning, is there to helping you to understanding the roadmap, the person. Deploy them is the movement. Deploy them is you as a person. How you deploy each movement. Okay, the finger jab can be play. The finger jab can be different. Depend on the person deploy this particular finger jab. Intent to kill and intent to play is a two different thing. Your mind think very different. I can trade off. In the street, I can trade off. I can let you hit me feel and I get close and I fucking stop you in the fucking throat. That's it, done. I let you hit me, put your arm there and I think you're gonna, because you don't think about surviving. I have something here, I'll shove that in your fucking eyeball. And that's it. You sit there and cry. It's the mindset is not the same. Okay, the mindset is not the same. It's like when I'm teaching the police in UK, normal police officer, and I'm teaching people in Iraq for police in Iraq. It's very different. They see if you got a problem, shoot to kill, bam. Over here, you can't fucking shoot to kill. You can't do anything like that. You can't even, they can't hurt a person. But the training is exactly the same. I have to deploy all this weapon. I have to deploy all the movement. I have to deploy all this learning. But the mindset is very different. Okay? So, is that answer the question?
Yeah, I get, mindset's really a massive thing. I mean, I'm guessing, especially like you just mentioned there with the difference between police officers in different countries, here in the UK and as in most Western countries, the sport martial arts has been done in a way to allow people to practice without that threat of hurting each other. So do you still see the benefits of sport martial arts then, because you can practice it without that risk of hurting, for developing that role of being able to defend yourself? Like you said before, it's important to be fit and healthy, so that regular training, sparring in martial arts and grappling, even though it's not done necessarily with that extra 20% you mentioned, but it's still got its part to play, do you think?
Yes, because like I just mentioned just now, they are the same. Okay, it's just like the person, you switch on left or switch on right. It's the same of the training. It's no different. So you're training into it as a control, understanding and learning. It's learn to helping you to work exactly the same when you're in the street, exactly the same. It's just the mindset you have to deploy on the different scenario. That's why I call it Kung Fu tactical. You're using deploy different country where you're going, because if you are living in one area, it doesn't matter. You never come across with this kind of horrible stuff. But when you come in different country, it's very different. Before if I go to holiday in a country like in America, I need to know that most of the people there, they're armed. They got weapon, gun, knife. Why I know that? Because I work with my friend in Vegas. He's a special police. And he armed. And he take me around, show me all this thing and let people see people. They're all armed. So if you don't understand really what's going on over there, and then just try to doing stupid shit and create distance and gap, because the training is different, distance and gap. You see, in any kind of fighting, the hand kill people. People don't kill people, okay? Your mouth don't kill people. Your wood don't fucking kill people, okay? You might get close and bite them. Your hand do. Your leg do, okay? So if you get too close to the person, they can't. You need to understand disarm them. Okay? Make sure they can't use their hand and their leg. They cannot do anything. All they can do is just there to fucking kiss you. But if you give distance and stuff like that, you are die. Okay? Because they can deploy weapon. by knife, gun, all sort of stuff. And you will dead because of that. So a lot of time on training is about learning the mindset of what is it are you try to do. And then when you're understanding that, becomes so much easier for you to know in a situation, because the situation happened before it happened. So you have to do the fitness. You have to doing all the conditioning. You have to do all the sparring. You know, another funny thing is, a lot of time when they do the stuff online, oh, you don't put in a spar video. Remember, know yourself, know your enemy, motherfucker. Do I need to tell you everything I do when I have a shit, go for the piss, have a fucking wank? People sit nowadays so thick and dumb. What I want you to see is what I want you to see me. If I don't want to see me in a certain thing, I don't let you. So you need to know yourself to control that, understand that. Okay? And a lot of people just don't get and understand this. And that's where all this problem arise. Martial art teach you this. If you're going to fight with somebody, you're going to show them all the movement already. And then next thing you know, that, oh, I know what he's doing. Martial art is really teach you the root of about how to become a good human being and know what does it need to be done and deploy all this to your day-to-day life so you can survive. Because we're not in survive in a war zone at the moment. Okay? If a war zone is very different. We all armed. Very different. Okay? So we're surviving a very different world at the moment. So you have to understand whatever you're learning. I say to my student, I'm teaching everyone, I say, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. You have to maintain everything you're doing and project them day to day so you can make use of it. Because in the street, certainly if something happened, it's a surprise. I'm sitting down, something happened. Can you use your martial art? Not really. Why? Because you don't train like this. Okay? You don't train sitting down and have a cup of tea like this and suddenly somebody attacking you. You don't train for this kind of stuff. Okay? So it's very different. I'm standing here. I'm sitting down here. Something happened. Can you move that quickly? Not really, because you don't ever train like this. So everything you're learning, you have to realize is the way you do anything, is the way you do everything. You have to deploy them into everyday life. So then that way, you can make use of them very easily. Know yourself, know your enemy. If I look out there, I know every motherfucker is my enemy. So I know I don't have problem. Nobody going to surprise me. Because I know already that this guy put in a problem. This guy put in a problem. Problem. Okay? Then I will know that where I'm going to put myself. Where I'm going to shield myself. Where I'm going to stay. Where I'm going to stand. How I'm going to stand. Then I got to think about very quickly. I see the situation. Deploy weapon. What weapon I'm going to deploy right now? Okay? In the street, if you're going to punch somebody, cut your hand. You know what happened when you cut your hand when the police come along? You go to the bloody police station. So you're using different movement, different hand, different part of the weapon you deploy. So all this thing here, you have to condition that while you go out to training. So when you say competition and street, is it different? Yes, but no, the training is the same. But your mindset is different because you deploy this kind of weapon in a different kind of environment. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. You know, mindset is fundamental, and it's one of the common things and common themes that comes up whenever I speak to most people from a martial arts background. And I'm guessing, you know, really as well from my own experience, this is where that kind of like the growth of mixed martial arts is kind of has its relevance in that cross training allows you to kind of train in different ranges to expand upon your skill set if you find yourself in a particular place. Like you said, you know, someone might not train sat on a chair, but if someone trains in terms of wrestling, grappling, throwing, striking in a sport sense, then they've got those biomechanics, biokinetic movements already starting to be pre-programmed in. And if they're doing a lot of live sparring and grappling, then it's surely going to be of benefit in any kind of encounter if they're able to, like you say, utilize the correct mindset.
Right. That's very true. That's it. Anything better than nothing. It's basic and simple. Anything better than nothing. I always say to people, I got so many questions every day. People ask me, what's the best martial art to train? It's no such thing as the best martial art to train. It's only the best human being. Okay? So do whatever you want to do. You love to. I teach in 4 basic rules. Got to enjoy what you love to do. And second thing you need to learn, take action, do something about it. And third thing you need to do is stillness, reflection. And the last thing you need to do is energy. Eat stuff that helping you to able to perform this kind of stuff. Because otherwise, could 5D in this particular thing, you can be very good at this, but your mind is not comprehend what's going on. That will be the big problem. So all this learning is helping you to put all yourself in the perspective. So people want to learn in martial. It doesn't matter what martial you want to try, what martial you want to do. Find something you love to do, enjoy. If you not like it, if I turn around and say, doing Tai Chi, this is for old people, I don't want to do Tai Chi. You don't like it. So the best thing for me, but it's not very good for you. If you say grappling, yeah, grappling, but when you're going to wear the gi, that's not for you then. So it's up to you what you like. If you like to do that, then that's what is it you like to do. So I can't turn around and say, this is the best one. You find something is suitable for you, you know, and then you start to work on it. And then you will find something you like about it, dislike about it, because that way it become a lot more easy for you, you know. So a lot of time, that's where the problem is. The people were looking for what's the best martial. It's no such thing as the best martial art. It's only the thing is the best human being. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely. You know, martial arts is about becoming the best version of yourself, like you mentioned, and being a better human being. I mean, for me, I guess from my own experience with martial arts training, one of the things that I found to, like you mentioned before, it's kind of like who you are now and what you want from it. You know, and it's a bit like, I always take the comparison of like first aid training to be a doctor. Not everyone's going to want to train to be a doctor. They'll just want to put on a sticky plaster and, you know, maybe get fit, maybe have a certain level of skill. And it's how deep down the rabbit hole do you go if we look at that Alice in Wonderland sort of analogy. And for me, I guess if you've got very little time to train because you've got this busy life and you've got this work, then like you mentioned, you've got to enjoy what you do. It's got to give you some benefit. You've got to enjoy the people that you're around. And I guess for me, if self-defense was one of the aspects that I wanted from it, like you've mentioned there, training the right mindset is going to be massively, you know, helpful, and it's going to be a massive part of that. But I guess if I'm doing that in a country like the UK, where there are these rules and the communities, then having a martial art that allows me to train live is obviously going to be of benefit, so that I'm not just doing, you know, pre-choreographed routines. Those will be helpful for drills and to create the movements, but having some live grappling, some live sparring, some sort of unchoreographed movement is going to be helpful. I guess that's going to be your thought process on that.
Yeah, because that's exactly that. Like you just mentioned, different country for different thing. So it all depends on individual. What is it they like? You need to ask themselves, what do you like to do first? Okay, what is it you like to do? Do you like to get involved to some of this kind of work, like conditioning, beat up, learn some basic things so you know how to defend yourself? Because only time you know is pressure. When the pressure hit you, then you know can you defend or not. Because it's go back. That's why I'm teaching basic stuff like this. Why? Because you just like a baby in your wound. You like this, bend down your hand like this, in your knee, curl up. Why? You're protecting the internal organ, most important part, face, body part, so that don't get stabbed, don't get fingered. You curl up like this. Even though you don't know any form of martial art, when somebody beat the hell up you, you cover your face. The problem with learning martial arts sometimes is when shit hit the fan, all this thumb out, okay, and then you using what instinct that being into you, okay, and that's how human is. So you just need to find what you love to do and do more enough of them for your body to take over when the chaos is arrived. Because when the chaos is arrived, you don't go near, oh, I do this, my hand like this, okay, it don't work, because it don't work like this. So when the chaos, you forget everything you've been learning. Like Bruce Lee always say, 1,000 kick. I afraid a person to the 1,000 kick, one kick 1,000 times, then one person to the 1,000 different thing, okay? Because why? Because repetition. And because when the shit happen, not you thinking, because your thinking is slow now, your body have to respond, okay, to it. So any form of trainings that are helping you to learn that depend what you want to learn, then that will helping you to decide what you like to do. And to do that, you need to choose some of the stuff you like to play with. It's like go to the buffet. I don't know what I like to eat, but they've got so many different things. Just few things, go in there, play with it, go and do it, and then you like it, and then stick with something you like, you know. I involved it into the mainly Chinese martial art because why I involved with a lot of my in Chinese martial art a lot is because I build philosophy sink in to everything they're learning, and everything they're learning is fit into their day-to-day life, and everything they're doing day-to-day life it fit into what they want to do with their self. So the mindset when I'm teaching people is very different to the other person teach. Another thing as well, need to find that teacher or the instructor, you probably notice, they teach you very differently. They can use in this teaching the same style, but very differently. Because people, the good person, the good human being, always teach you by experience, okay? Full experience. They don't teach you by theory a lot. They teach you by experience. So that way it's easier for you to understand. So you need to find the good teacher. That's the most important thing. Not what you learn, it's find good teacher. Like in Vietnam, my mentor teach me the mindset. Nothing to do with martial art. But that time, he teach me to survive. Okay, it's very different. He teach me how to survive in a hostile world. Okay, it's a very different to when you coming to here, teach you the martial art. I never use any form of my martial art movement to fight people. I always use a tactical and the tools that provide the mindset on it to fight people. Because they're using completely different things to your way you train. It's very different. So you have to see what's suitable for you, and then you go and do them. Go and do it. If you do sport, you like sport, you go and do sport. Don't listen to what people say. Oh, this is shit, this is shit. Everything is shit and everything is good. It's you have to make the shit make good, and the good is shit. Yeah? So everything work and nothing it work. Okay? You have to make it work. No one out there to make it work for you. Okay? So in the training or any kind of process, the person teach you that will educate you to let you know that you decide. You control your own ship. You understand? You control your own ship. So wherever you go, you have to stir them. No one stir for you. So you have to stir them. The punching, I can say the jab is good. You can say the jab is good. But I don't use the jab. Because I don't want to break my hand. So if I'm going to jab somebody, break my hand, and next thing I know, I'm using weapon, I can't grab anybody anymore. So that's no good. So what do? You use something else instead. So it's all depend on what you try to do. Okay? And the teacher, you got a good teacher, the teacher will teach you. He always, if a good teacher always asks you, what do you want to learn martial art for? It's like when you go to the doctor, you know, what's wrong with you? If I tell you what's wrong with me, then what the hell I need to see you for? You need to tell me. So when you go and see a doctor, the same way when you see the instructor, they will ask you, what do you want out of things? Then you give them what they want, because if you give them what they want to have, then it's easier for them to maintain that. Okay? If you come and you do this, why you do this for? But I'm using it for that. So now you're not going to use it. So what's the point of doing it if you're not going to use it? That's why a lot of people do martial art for many years and they give it up. And when they get to about 40, they give it up. They forget everything they've been learning. Because it don't interlink to their day-to-day life. It don't intersect with their day-to-day life. So it's just like waste of time. You know, when they're very, very good, active when they're very young, but when they go older, they don't want to do anymore. Why? Because they sold the wrong thing. They've been sold the wrong goddamn thing. Now they dump them all the thing, the hard work they've done, and then go and learn something new. You don't want to learn something new. You can't learn something new. It's only kick, punch, grab, hold, throw, submit. It's only few basic elements on the martial art. All the martial art have the similar thing. Why you need to dump that and learning that specifically? Why you say you dump your kickboxing and learn Wing Chun? Why the hell you want to do that for? Because it's cooler. No, it's not cooler, because you can't fucking use that. Because your body don't, your muscle memory cannot do that in a very compound space. So you got to make the kickboxing that you're doing and apply your Wing Chun on top of that if you want to make it work. Like I do Wing Chun, and if I'm going to do the grappling stuff, okay, I deploy on it when the time comes. But I don't, grappling is better. I dump my Wing Chun out of the way and I'm using grappling. No, your body not going to recognize that. Your body can't use that. You know what I mean? So it's like that kind of stuff. It's all about what is it you like to do and how you like it. And the most important, I always say, like you probably know that yourself, find a good teacher. Find a good teacher that will guide you a long way better. If you find a shit teacher, man, what can you say?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think the having a good teacher, good coach is absolutely fundamental, and the more experienced and the better they are, the more they raise your ceiling in terms of aspirations, skill level, and help you further down that path. So, given what we've said today, then, if someone was like listening and going, Master Wong, I'm really interested to learn more. What is it? How can someone who's listening and watching this now get involved with you in terms of what you do? How can they train with you? Would they do it in person or is it online? So how does your site work?
Okay, then, so for me, it's very simple. People want to learn some stuff, they can do some stuff, free stuff. Like I put loads of small things on YouTube, they can play around with that. When you get to know what I do, go to our website, the masterwong.tv. I got one of the book written on it called the Event Changing Everything. That give you a little bit of mindset, give you about the scenario, situation. Read it first, okay? And then if you like it, the stuff of that, to do some courses, practice all that. This is basic. Practice all the basic stuff first. Get your body in line first. And then if you're up the okay standard, then come and see me. Then I can help you. Because a lot of time it's people, they come and see me. But if you haven't got a basic, it's no point to come and see me. Yeah? And it's not going to learn anything. You know? And another thing is, if I don't like you, you're not going to learn nothing. So I need to learn to and get to like you first. If I don't like you, you're not gonna learn nothing from me. So for people to come to see me, okay, they need to go through quite a lot of hoop before they come and see me. Because I don't just see people in training them doing that. Because what's the point? It's like you're not gonna, if you get into ideas and I can help you to make you better than what you are now, and you got determined to learn and want to have the right mindset to get somewhere, then I'm there. I'm there, the man of service. That's what we're here for. We are serve people. But to make sure they serve the right people, to helping individuals to get somewhere in their life. I have a lot of coaches I coaching at the moment. It's mainly into the coaching more than martial art. I'm using a mindset, but I do a lot of coaching them to make them to become a better person. Like problem at home with their fucking wife, yeah, like divorce problem, kid problem, family problem, business problem, money problem, all this kind of problem people got. Okay, I'm coaching a lot of this like executive coach. So I'm coaching a lot of doctor. I'm coaching a lot of lawyer, okay? I'm coaching them. I said teaching mindset. I'm coaching them on that, but using the philosophy of the martial art to helping them, okay? So that's my role a lot. Martial art, that's why it's got loads of different courses. So people train, and then when you really want to really get somewhere, then we do. I do something like that. But yeah, I'm very, I'm very straightforward person. Not like come and do it, blah, blah, blah. No, it don't work for you. Then don't come. Waste money.
Yeah, no, no one wants to waste money. That sounds great. I mean, I to be honest, I'm really looking forward to when I'm down next in London. Hopefully, I can hit you up and come and see me. You can show me some stuff in person. And I'd really love to do that.
I'm outside London. I'm not in London.
Oh, outside London. Yeah, don't worry. I always class everything down south to me as London.
Okay then, cool. Definitely.
Yeah, but don't worry.
So which part are you then? From north?
I'm Manchester. Yeah, we're
okay.
North of the Watford Gap, so we're all in the north. But yeah, Manchester, I'm based. But I do come down. I do come down to London.
What's your discipline? What you training on?
For me, currently the main things that I'm training at the moment are Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. But historically, when I was younger, I started off like a lot of youngsters in the UK in traditional karate, and then moved into the freestyle karate and kickboxing scene, and then from there really it was a bit of wrestling, judo, and I've kind of I suppose the main things for me have always been striking based, but I do like grappling. I've always been a fan of grappling as well. So I do like cross training. I like trying. I like as you might have gathered from my stuff with Warrior Collective, I'm always a big fan of any martial art. You know, I like to give different things a try, and you know, I've got my own gym where I obviously train all the time. But yeah, I'm always kind of looking to see how other people coach, and as I'm sure the same with you, when you've trained and done martial arts for a long time, it's interesting to see the little details that other people bring to their own coaching. And obviously, I do all my filming myself, so I've been to so many places, and I can honestly say I've never been anywhere, no matter who it is and what martial art is, and not taken something from it, not learnt some little things. So sometimes it's maybe quite a bit of a game-changing detail, or a game-changing, like, wow, that was amazing. But it's always something. There's always like, oh, well, that's a really interesting way to look at it. And even from our conversation today, you know, I'm always looking to learn from people, you know, who like yourself, who've come from a different journey in martial arts. So yeah, I'm a big fan of all martial arts, but I guess for me, I came from that kind of striking and basic grappling kind of background.
I think you one thing good about you is you got to have the open mind to able to accept thing and able to observe thing, because if people don't open enough, they won't know won't be able to absorb thing as people talking about. Because like for me, for instance, I go to China training and doing stuff a lot there. A lot of time we learn a different thing about life, and a lot of thing in there that you don't know, that you know, so that will helping you. You know, in my line of work a lot, I dealing with a lot of coaching side. Because I dealing with a lot of coaching side, people think very different to normal people thinking, because they're all high end, the executive coaching side. The mindset very different. They're not in the mindset of fighting, not in the mindset of doing this. They're not in the mindset of that. But they can want to learning the tactical, the mindset of deploy that into the workplace. Okay, so it's just very different way of coaching people. You see what I mean? So yeah, this is a very different kind of thing. So when you see them, you learn many different things from many different people and deploy into your coaching. In my coaching side, to make the coaching work for thing, to make it work. That's why I write a lot of different books at the moment on it, so people can understand in the mindset first before they go and do this, do that, or they're going to do this, do that, for example.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. Mindset is, like we said, like we've spoken a few times, it's really important, and being in the right place definitely helps progress with any goal, you know, that you're trying to achieve, whether that's, like you said, martial arts or life related. Okay, well, thank you, Master Wong. It's been amazing speaking to you. I've really enjoyed our talk. I'm sure everyone who's been listening has really enjoyed it as well. And for anyone listening who wants any more information on Master Wong, please go and check out his site. I'll put it in the details attached to this podcast and video. But thank you once again, Master Wong.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me in.